thought I recognized you, Internet. Right? Um. Well, what are you folks up to? All right. Well, that's my podcast for the day. Right. All zero people. I'm just hanging on for dear life. I'm hoping that soon, though, like, as much as the Iran war should have ended by now, right? It's going to end eventually. I'm hoping that soon. Hoping that soon. Everybody's hoping that soon. Went for a walk earlier. I'm gonna go for a walk again a couple times today. They say it's actually better for burning fat to go like 15 minutes at a time instead of like one or two long sessions a day. It sort of relieves some of the like, God, really? You know, I'm gonna do this for a fucking hour in a row. Um, I don't get paid by the hour, so it's kind of shitty. Are these guys getting ganked now? I was just here a second ago, and then now that mage is farming there. That shaman is farming there. I hate to be a dick, man, but I kind of really want your farming spot there. I know, whatever. We'll see. Oh, look, fucking Vitalik's. Every time I see this thing on Twitter, it makes me laugh. Goddamn Moonkin. I can't believe that guy rage quit World of Warcraft because they nerfed Siphon Life at some point in time. How crazy is that? What was funny is when I was leveling this character, but when I leveled my original character, the zone that the quest chain that I dinged level 60 doing was the Ethereum quest chain of all things. How weird is that? I didn't even know it was called Ethereum until just this second go around. On my first character, I was doing the I should do the quest chain there. It's actually kind of fun. When I dinged 70, I was doing the Ethereum quest chain. I didn't even know that that was a thing until just recently. I'm like, I didn't know it was called that. Gotta start a fight with everybody, bro. Bro's got a whole bunch of shit on his plate, doesn't he? It's strange you can't dampen magic people outside of your own group. Yeah, we're going through some trying times, right? People's patience is obviously wearing thin, as it should. Anytime you feel like you're getting dicked around for whatever reason, but I don't know how much actual dicking around is occurring, so it's hard to say. Motherfucker woke up with mind-numbing poison. Oh, did he get him? No. Let me mount up, please. Before that guy reses, he's going to gank me this time. No. I wouldn't go up there because he's able to fucking kill you up there. You have to res sickness to get away. Right. I hate having a freaking people bothering you while you're farming, dude. Anyway, patience, right? I guess, right? But as much as we all wish we had it, I think some reasonable steps could be done in the field of like assuring people more than just like telling everybody to wait by their bowls like dogs, right? Yeah, well, that's how I feel about it. Like, you're in control here now, so you think, but at some point in time you won't be, and that kind of shit isn't appreciated. I understand there's a certain amount of discretion if that is what is occurring. Like, there is a certain amount of discretion required, but not that much. That's why I hate seeing people that get off on the shit, because it's like it's a toxic character trait or attribute, right? Now this rogue is gonna try and gank me again. Another thing too is something like not necessarily like so obviously nothing I have to worry about, but with other people like that sort of like yeah, I don't know, that level of disregard, if that is what it is, draws negative attention from the people that you, and I harp on this all the time, people that you don't want their attention, right? So I'm whatever, reluctantly optimistic, I guess. Optimistically reluctant, whatever. The thing is, though, is you hate to see shit like this rave DAO, like whatever this shit that occurred here the last few days, or like, it makes it so. I say that, right? But in reality, it does make it more difficult. But it sort of proves my point when I tell you what a shit show bubble maps are and what a joke they are. It's like, you have a fucking snake oil salesman selling you meme coins, right? And their solution to the problem they created is a thing called bubble maps. It's like you're getting played on both sides of the thing here. And what did we learn is that it doesn't actually resolve the issue of, what do they call it? What do they call it? What is it called? Bundling, right? Yeah, it doesn't actually solve the bundling issue, right? You're like, they give you the problem and then they offer you a solution that doesn't work. And also, like, people can sit there and go, and our bubble, look at our bubble maps, look at our bubble maps, right? You're like, and what is that a sign of? Like, nothing? How underhanded you can be if you need to, I guess. You know what I mean? One extra step worth of effort to conceal it, right? It's like, yeah, that's, so you sit there and pretend like the shit matters. Yeah, you're stupid if you believe it. But whatever. That's their shtick and that's their thing. That's like, the person sitting there saying how much bubble maps matters is saying that because on 100 wallets that you don't know about, they have 90% of the token apparently, or whatever, you know. And the only reason they're able to do that is because everybody wants to be fucking snakes about the shit. Instead of just hold it where it is, come up with, like, I'd say you have to come up with anything really, but have an honest use in mind, right, is very important. What you want to do with it, what you're going to do with it in the future and all that stuff. Like, communities appreciate people that work for their bags and also put the tokens to work for the community in some way, shape, or form at some point in the future is a really good start, you know, and like keeping that in mind, then yeah, I mean, whatever. But those are all things that cannot be done if you have one person with 100 wallets that each have 0.5% or whatever, you know, like those are just things that fucking can't happen, period, you know, because That person will have to. It's the same thing as like starting an online relationship and telling the person that you're fucking Little Wayne, you know, and then the day comes where you finally want to meet your online husband or wife or whatever, and you're not actually Little Wayne or whatever, you know, you're like, oh fuck, you know, like, well, that's not gonna work then, is it? Right? It's the same fucking thing. I seen a show where some lady got catfished by a guy pretending to be Little Wayne one time, so I thought that was. No, I'm Tupac's hologram, right? I'm in a fucking long distance relationship with Tupac's hologram, right? And if you've seen how they actually did the hologram trick, it's not technically a hologram. It's like an old fucking stage carnival trick that people used to use called like a light box or something. I forget what it was called exactly, but it uses mirrors to look like a hologram, but it's really just mirrors. It's just mirrors, like the definition of smoke and mirrors, right? Right. So lesson learned. Not to say like I had to learn a whole lot from that experience because I didn't participate in the thing, but proof of a point that I think is a valuable lesson for somebody to learn at some point in time. And all the bubble maps in the world apparently took like a forensics analysis after the fact to determine that there was any sort of bundling going on. And that level of meticulous kind of like combing through and siphoning and vetting projects is not something that's going to be readily available for every cryptocurrency without the assistance of some sort of AI automation that does the same thing apparently, or potentially, right, in the future or whatever. But for now though, like your bubble maps is an illusion, right? Your bubble maps is an illusion. You would prefer to see one or two people hold a substantial amount that have a name and a face and at least some moral, if not legal, obligation to do the thing correctly than you would to say, well, look how spaced everything is, and we don't have anybody bundling over a certain percent, and there's no red flags, and this and that. It's like, okay, yeah, that sounds good, but in reality, that's a lie that these people are trying to sell you so that they can get away with doing whatever they want. It has nothing to do with how successfully did they conceal their bundling is the only thing up for debate here, not necessarily that there isn't, you know what I mean? And no one even argues that point. Just a bunch of fucking guppies that can't think for themselves. But that's just like my sort of like opinion, bro. So I only know this sort of, say this trick specifically, not maybe not a trick, but this scheme here specifically is that I used to work with a guy that created the antivirus for computers, and part of his shtick was he always employed people from other countries to actually write the viruses, right? At some point in time, right? So his thing was he always had a group of like Russian hackers that would write viruses, and so long as these people got paid like pennies on the dollar through some alternative channel or whatever, he always had like a fresh supply of viruses being written that only his software could detect. You know what I mean? You know, pretty prolific hackers and stuff was kind of the scheme from what I could gather, according to him, right? Was that he always had like employed teams all over the world, I guess. You know, at some point in time, you don't have to pay him much, and the guy was pretty wealthy at some point in time, so I have no reason to doubt it. But so the idea that create the problem that only you can solve kind of thing, right? Yeah, that's not a foreign concept to anybody. It's just applied in a different manner, right? Yeah. There's not much to farm here. Everybody's got their one thing, right? Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really need to farm anything, but oh, shit burgers. Yeah, really, this is like serves no purpose currently. Farming like this, right? I don't really need the gold. I just need a stockpile of gold for Serpent Shrine Cavern, so I don't have to stress every week for raid time and all that. Which we have a raid tonight. Thank God I was able to sleep till a little bit later this morning because 5 in the morning and then finish raid at like 11. You're like, you need a little more sleep than that. Yeah, I'll be right back in just a minute. Well, it looks like we got a guy named the Mage here. Little does he know, no, I'm the Mage. He's also the Mage. Hitting harder and harder, bro. Fuck. Remember, I was here first, right? You're trying to fucking blizzard my mobs and all that shit. Okay. I wish I had that macro that like you just hold down the button and it spams it, but I think that counts as automation and ban your account for it. What the fuck is going on over there? Really hoping it works out, man. I guess it's like I hate to say that like right, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Not to be smirch or anything, but goddamn it, you know. The same rogue from earlier. See, I hate when you have to get to where you're like at the arcane explosion and move around. Oh shit, takes all the reason why I grind is because it's mindless, right? Right. Anyway. No need to blind me, guy. I'm here to fucking help. Or not. Remember, is that the same guy that landed just a second ago and I didn't do anything to him? Oh well. Didn't have any cooldowns. But if you think you're gonna gank two different people in the same spot and neither one of them are gonna do anything about it, probably not. Is he still here? Probably. I gotta probably, I don't fucking know what my next thing is for the day, really. Go for another walk, probably. Really, guy? Anyway, I need one more moat of fire and I can go be somebody else's problem for now. Cause I got, how many do I have? 4 or 5? 5 of them, and then I can sell a few of them. Shatter out, I meant Iron Forge, right? Shitburgers. You guys see all that? You guys see that? Right. I know I should engage the audience more and more than I do, but so when is this what that Mythos thing is supposed to be? Is that like what that is? Like Claude's um, answer to OpenClaw? Because the thing is like all the security issues and stuff they say OpenClaw has or does have or had or whatever the fuck, you're like, some people just like to be able to pay for like a service that costs like a monthly rate instead of having to, you know, because like at some point in time it's like you're paying for them to be liable, you know what I mean? And since they have all the lawyers and all that shit, that makes any sense, right? Like The reason why I pay extra for this is because if I set it up and the thing gets hacked, there's no repercussions basically. But if I pay you to host the service and then it gets hacked, then you're liable for the damages, right? I kind of like that idea, if possible, right? Fucking primal manas. Right. Right, right. Reusable rockets, right. That's a good idea. Oh yeah, though, the space thing. Fucking shoot lasers out of this fucking... Have you seen online, there's a guy that's got a company that is putting mirrors in space, and you can download a cell phone app and they'll shine sunlight where you're at. Like, well, you could do the same thing with lasers and fucking shoot shit out of the sky with it, couldn't you? Or you could even use something like that to beam energy from one place to another. Microwave, whatever. I'm a doctor too, right? You could though. Laser light. The they have those solar farms, not solar farms. They use what they're called Stirling engines, right? Which is like basically a steam engine powered by heat. Super efficient though. Um, you'd be surprised, like a Stirling engine, I believe, right? If you look up what a Stirling engine is, a external combustion that converts thermal energy into mechanical power through a closed cycle compression and expansion of a working fluid like helium, air, hydrogen. So it's not water, I guess. I thought do Stirling engines work with steam? Or they can use, no, Stirling engines doesn't work with steam as it is internal. But there is some kind of fluid, right? Is there one that works with steam? Like the same thing where you just heat the thing, right? So it's a closed loop, so I assumed it was water, but it's different. Mixed gas permanently sealed inside the engine. I guess it just requires what, like a little bit of heat, right? Maybe I'm Separate cylinders. Really? So what's the type of engine they, not engine, but generator, whatever you want to call it, they put on the top of the tower when all those mirrors, parabolic mirrors shine on it? What type of contraption, I guess? Yeah, just call it a contraption. What type of contraption is that? Yeah, but space lasers, ground lasers, and space mirrors. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know how serious any of these people are, but like anytime anybody suggests a community takeover, you're like that. If you had the know, like, and I don't, I'm not saying I do, but like if you had the technical know-how on how to just do it, then why don't you, right? People always suggest like this isn't doing what I want it to do, so community takeover time. Or like, has that ever worked? Ever? Like, and also, who grants you the authority? You know, no one, right? So anytime someone suggests a community takeover, and I'm like, really, that has never worked, and I would be very surprised if it ever works. That might work with a meme coin that has like, well, we just need someone to draw the cartoon characters and post on the Twitter page or whatever, you know, and then seeing the suggestions that are people stating like, we'll just use Claude to do it. I'm like, whatever, you know what I mean? And I don't know a whole lot about how it all works in the very specifics of it, but I would think that it's probably more complicated, far more complicated than just asking a fucking, uh, asking something to vibe code a thing, you know what I mean? It's more complicated than that, obviously. But I understand people are restless. I understand that, right? I am too. Fucking, it's a frustrating process, as it always is, but um, it would be great, you know. I say a community takeover, I think it's just a fucking terrible idea. It's always what's suggested, but that seems like that's like the Nigerian fucking diamond farmer's suggestion to do whatever, you know, milk whatever last few cents they can out of a token, if possible, right? Versus like, well, actually, like a real path of development is what's necessary, and a real plan and all that stuff. Like, well, we're just gonna take it over, and you know, like that that might work to pump your bags one time. Other than that, though, it's never yielded any honest or real success. So it's kind of just like, just avoid the topic of discussion altogether, basically. Yes, you're watching me run around in circles on a video game right now. uh, let's see. I might like watch a movie one of these days and Mystery Science Theater 3000 it. Um, I guess that's probably copyright infringement. Oh.
I know somebody.
I have a raid tonight, which is the two bosses, like whatever, two or three or whatever. Um, yeah, I added ginger to my diet. I add it to my shakes every day. Oh, we have 0 likes, 0 viewers. Like I said, have you ever watched TikTok and scrolled through the people that battle each other? More often than not, it's like some guy live streaming from his shed from another country, like Durkistan or whatever. He's got him and his goat in his shed and all that. And I'm in the tier below them. I'm in like the D fucking Z Jerry's kid fucking chocolate wrapped in gold leaf for a gold medal participation trophy tier of goddamn TikTok influencers. Where even like the guy with basically pedaling a bicycle to power and charge a cell phone somehow has internet access is one tier above me as far as like the fucking appreciated commentators or or influencers on TikTok, right? I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck they do it. Really, they battle people, I guess, and I only stream from my computer, so I don't have like the option to battle people and all that stuff. I think maybe I do, maybe I don't. But yeah, you're looking at it. A day in the life. Copyright infringement. Walking around asking if people have. This guy takes fucking World of Warcraft super seriously. Look at this guy. 55. He's got epics. 55. He's got epics. He's got a carrot and a fiery weapon flurry axe. I don't even think I've ever seen that before. Is he a twink? No, he's a power bottom. Can't you tell? He's got look how big his calves are, right? Yeah, I wouldn't know. um, yet anyway. Is he a twink? Can you twink at level 55? He's got 32 kills. No, he just happens to have epic gear. Yeah, Mystery Science Theater. Missing scientist. Well, You guys shouldn't be. You guys should be at church right now. Anyway, shouldn't you? We get on that Hugh Jackman diet. This is fucking 3,500 calories to 4,500 when he's bulking. Yesterday I ate 3,200 calories, all clean too. The thing is, God, dude, I ate breakfast was 4 eggs, a pack of tuna, and 2 bananas. Post workout or post cardio shake was 2 scoops of whey protein, um, a serving of apple juice, a whole bunch of carrots, a fucking clove of ginger, but a banana, and then post shake meal was whatever what time it was like a 3/4 of a pound of broccoli, 5 slices of low fat cheese, and a thing of tuna. And then my dinner, which was like a fucking all day thing basically, was 3 ramen noodles, 5 servings of broccoli, 2 servings of mixed vegetables, and 5 bags of tuna. It's not too much tuna. I'm not going to be a tuna apologist, but I ended up eating 3,100 calories, right? Like, other than the ramen, and even then, like, it was about 230 something grams of protein, 325 carbs, and like 70 grams of fat altogether. Which is pretty good. It's a pretty good diet. Oh, a bunch of kale and all this other stuff too. It's like basically negligible calories. But I'm trying to see how like less, not to say refined carbs, but like, well, obviously only natural sugars and stuff, and all that. So a little bit less eggs, so my cholesterol makes a little more sense, because I am 36 years old. I should probably maybe be not concerned, but a little more conscious of it. Whereas like when I was 25 or whatever, and weightlifting and all that, I could eat a dozen eggs a day or more, or a dozen eggs for breakfast. Now it's like, as much as they say, I could PvP, but that would require me swapping out all my gear for what makes more sense, but I don't really feel like doing it right now. That's what I need to figure out though, is what weed killer can I get to kill this shit out in the in the rock garden, or say rock garden, whatever it is, uh, flower beds, whatever. Say I have to sit there and pull all the things up by hand. Don't they have like a spray? Cool. So this has like a handle and all that stuff on it. And sit there like I can get out there on my hands and knees and pull all this shit up, or I can buy a thing of Roundup and I guess, um, yeah, let's get one and see how it works and see if you can add stuff to it. Number one. Hear that, guys? Roundup, you're number one. Weed killer on delivered on the 20th. How funny is that? Weed killer. Cool. I think you just like a fucking like you're spraying for bugs. Just a spritz there at the root of it, and then I should have to just pull up the dead weeds at some point in time instead of like trying to do all this extra yard work and all that. Get the thing looking better, but because last year having to pay the people to do it, they're like, fucking whatever. I can't even get them here to cut the grass. They were here on the 30th of March. They're supposed to be here every 10 days. They showed up on the 30th when the grass didn't need to be cut, and now it's been since the 30th of March, and they're not going to be here till tomorrow. So I said, well, can we switch it to every 2 weeks, because it doesn't really need to be cut every 10 days anyway, and especially if you aren't going to show up. So we'll be swapping to that. I'm not like upset or anything. It's just, sometimes I wonder what the fuck's really going on. I guess it's real life, But it's like, it's about 11. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna get something. I noticed after eating a clove of ginger with my breakfast shake the other day, I wasn't nearly as hungry all day, which was good. Another thing is like the community suggestions, like, oh, I heard we're merging with some competitor in some way, shape, or form. Like, all things I'm against, obviously. Especially since, like, different frameworks, different things, like, people that I guess don't necessarily understand that won't just, like, plug in to somebody else's thing, Square peg, round hole kind of scenario. That makes sense, right? we have the far superior product. Night and day difference, right? Those are all just cheeseball ideas, right? Like, it has to be done correct. I hope it's being done correct. That's all. Um, that being said, like, some of the suggestions are terrible, but doing absolutely nothing is worse, and I don't know what's being done, so of course it makes you nervous, right? That's why I say testing and trying times for sure, but um, some of the community moderators and all that stuff are saying, like, they're doing what they need to do, and I can only take their word for it, you know. Whereas, like, these okey doke kind of community takeover, merge with somebody else's project, you know, you have Claude do it, you're like, those are all guaranteed to fail ideas, I'm pretty sure. So I can't necessarily say that, I'm just being honest, right? Like, I can only say that I wish there were some more structure and more forward-facing individuals and a little bit more, um, I guess, not to say accountability, but just a little more structure and a little more, like, other than just expecting people to, like, wait by their bowls to get fed, right? Which, that's not necessarily what I'm here for, but the impression that I get is, like, you know what I mean? It's like this, well, I'll tell you, you know what I mean, kind of thing, and I don't appreciate that type of, not to say attitude, but that type of, like I said, it's the type of person where you fear, or it makes you, not to say fear, but you'd be hesitant to want to see them in control of anything, you know, because it's like, well, what person gets their ear when the thing is super successful, and what, not to say compromised, but yeah, freaking, it's the internet, you know, like how compromises an individual to where, how easily influenced are they, you know, and you got to just be weary, you know, of anybody that's um, trying to get their hands on the steering wheel of something, right? You'd have to be weary of anybody trying to do it, really. So, yeah, I'm not necessarily, like, upset or mad at anybody, just I'm just weary. I understand there's a certain amount of required discretion, but there is a certain amount, not you know what I mean, not so much that you get what I'm saying. But then again, I might not know. I'm just some dick in the community trying to do what's best, and I assume we have a group of people where we all really don't want to see this thing not succeed after all this time. And I would say, and I hope it doesn't come to this, but even if the project itself doesn't succeed, and I have reasons to think that that's a bit ridiculous to think at this point, maybe, right? But still, it's planet Earth, there's always a percentage chance of things, you know, like, sometimes things don't work, basically. But I would think that if you've managed to take this time as a learning experience and learned a lot from it, what have you learned and how do you apply it in a new thing, right? It's like, I can't say that it would be worth what I paid to learn it, but at least I learned something, right? Uh, you know. So, burp. I just want to do battle rounds or something. I'm not gonna sit here and run around in circles and talk for no reason. We'll get Honey, can you get my PvP pants out of the bank? Right. Yes, dear. Honey. Alright. These are Spellfire. We need PvP gloves. They've got fucking how many pairs of gloves do you have now? Alright. 2.93. Two piece. Two piece in the pod, bro. Anyway, a PvP trinket. Trust the process, right? Yeah, I know I have to. I know I have to. So I don't want to be too quick to judge anything, but you'd be a fucking lunatic to not have, to be at least reasonably skeptic about everything, that's all. And especially if you don't know, like, how many of these missteps are contrived and how many of them are actual. That's my concern, right? Right. I think that's fair. Or is this what appears to be poor judgment and something else, or is it legitimately just poor judgment? That's all. Crazy. Wish it'd stop. God, that ginger's potent, dude. It's like eating a fucking bunch of black pepper. It's good though. A relatively small amount of it makes like 4 or 5 days worth. Deja vu. Deja vu. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Yeah, I have no clue. The fucking mace stun. Or that was improved hamstring. Really? How the fuck did he back to full health? What the fuck? Really? It didn't hit him. Wow. Can't believe it didn't hit him. I suspect AP Palm Pyro just for a war song. It's so much fun. It's super helpful to have. It's like sometimes the only way you can return the flag. AP Palm Frostbolt was pretty good too. I remember there being some mages that like I fucking hated seeing in battlegrounds because of like how much damage they could do. Where is their guy? Do you have the flag? Where is he? Come on now. He over yonder? Should I be able to tell where he is by looking at the map? Directly underneath me? Yikes. Wrong ward. Where'd the guy go? God damn it. Anybody on their team? Oh, there he is. Normally I can see the tail of the flag. I guess he blinked this way. Like graveyard. Can't really do much except fucking just run around circles at this point. What a fucking... Well, whatever. Can't get one more person on my team to go offense, so not much I can do there except try to kite him around and hope someone else shows up, I guess. So. Shit. I mean, there's always going to be a certain amount of shitheadery going on, right? Like, there's no way to eliminate all of it. I just don't know how much. Like I said, how much of it is calculation and how much of it is just somebody not knowing what they're doing. That's all. God damn it, it's that same fucking shaman. Fuck. Thought I had it around the corner there. Fuck me running. Thought I had a block. Guess I'm gonna log after this for a little while, go on a walk, drink some more water. It doesn't look like we're gonna win. don't know. People are playing like dog shit. A fucking Special Olympics rage quit out of my group, dude. Fuck, that was such a terrible, so much terrible, dude. When the God damn it. When the guy with a fucking unibrow says you're no good at World of Warcraft, you know you've hit rock bottom. As far as your fucking WoW skill is concerned. The guy with the unibrow says you're shitty? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Come on, team. Anybody? Guy's like, fuck, dude. Stuck there forever. Just waiting at the DMV. You guys can go get their flag carrier. Not gonna happen, is it? No such chance if you guys like they swap flag carriers. If I could switch it to where if I click somebody that's cursed, they decurse, and then if I click someone that's charmed, it sheeps them, that'd be great. Unless they're sheeped and cursed. I don't know what to do. Well, with nobody on my team trying to go offense, I wish someone else would carry the flag so I could do that. Really? We're getting blizzarded, Jerry. Oh, not quite. That's a big red hunter. There's no such. Good job, Paladin. Good job, Paladin. There's no such thing as God. The fucking. Fucking. God damn it. I'll find until the Beastmaster Hunter. God damn it. Oh, man, oh, man. He tried, though. Well, shit, really? push combat. My pet is attacking shit. That's why. Anyway, thank God that's